Look at this box, y'all. I'm huge. All right, slap a tariff on it. Hi, this is Andy from Kicks I Missed. Thank you guys for being here. On this channel, we're going to be highlighting a specific shoe each week that kind of outlines the history of modern basketball sneakers. So again, thank you all for being here. Let's get started. The Converse Chuck Taylor All-Star. So one of the reasons why I wanted to create this channel is when I was a kid growing up in the 1980s, we got our shoes from Walmart. And if you know anything about that, they didn't have any Nikes. They didn't have Converse. Yeah, so growing up, we had there was 4 boys, and so money was tight. So there was a whole line of shoes that were really coming out in the 80s and 90s and all of that I could not really, my family really couldn't afford. That's something that a lot of us can relate with. Here they are on feet. Sorry, I'm not working with a expensive camera crew. Here we have Aiden. Aiden, what do you think about the Chuck Taylor All-Stars? What do you think about these shoes?
Good. It all matches because it looks like there is gray, white, and black.
All right, so it matches. You like them? You like the shoes?
Yeah, and a little brown.
Okay. So with each shoe, basically, what I'll be doing is just living through it each week. I don't want to ruin my shoes, so one thing I won't do is like nasty environments or anything. I'm not taking the shoes out in that. If it's raining or something, I've got an old set of beaters. I don't want this channel to be about needing, you know, this high branded stuff, because it's not about that at all. Like my old set of beaters, it's just really comfortable set of RBX shoes that I found at Ross Dress for Less. I love them. Those shoes take the beating on all the bad weather days. I'm 45 right now. I'm also severely overweight. You know, like big old belly, packing the big old gut. And so today, weighing in at 255 pounds, 0.6. So I fully expect with these older shoes, they're gonna feel like junk on my feet. But whatever they do and however they feel, then I'm going to kind of document that. Pulling in the trash while I'm talking to you guys. So sorry if I'm outside and it's noisy. I've had these kicks since 2013. These shoes are pretty broken in already, but I can remember they felt comfortable when I put them on back in 2013. I'm actually stripping down boxes. Each pair of shoes is an experience. Some of the shoes that I might have wanted as a kid very well might kind of suck. I can't be absolutely certain that the way that the shoes feel now are the way that they would have felt then. I started thinking about, well, is it kind of like what's the point if you're not going to be able to 100% accurately define the experience? But then I started thinking about it more and more, like every pair, even upon the initial release, would have felt inherently different due to manufacturing differences, you know, from different plants or different balances of materials and everything. So basically no two pairs are going to feel exactly the same no matter what. Pretty certain that upon the release of a Chuck Taylor made in 2013, when I bought it, might have been 2012 for all I know, and I'm pretty sure that when they manufactured that, it's not going to be the same as when it first came out, you know, back in the, well, I'll look up the date and post it here. Been in these shoes since this morning. My right toe, I can feel it, my pinky toe, like my right pinky toe. It feels like it's kind of cramming in there, being squished. 1908, got some notes up here, I'm looking up there. 1908, Converse made a rubber shoe company. 1917, they made a shoe called the non-skid. So, yeah, prior to that, shoes probably sucked. So it's pretty important that rubber was just innovation at that point. And then in 1922, Chuck Taylor, who was a semi-professional basketball player who worked as a salesman for the company, he said, look, these things are okay, they just need to be better, let's make some improvements. So they took his advice, became the All-Stars, the Chuck Taylor All-Stars, the first celebrity endorsed shoe. From that point on, let's see, Converse All-Stars were the official shoe of the Olympics from 1936 to 1968. And during World War II, All-Stars were the official athletic training shoes of the U.S. Armed Forces. By 1960, they had actually gotten 70 to 80% of the entire market. But by the 1970s, they started to struggle due to the other companies' innovation. 1980s, they kind of saw a resurgence due to just being a retro shoe. And that's, of course, my introduction to it. At that point, they were in their retro heyday. And they still are. I don't think they'll ever really fall out of that. In 2003, Nike bought them out for $305 million. And they still market the shoe today, of course. So the ones I'm wearing are technically Nike Chuck Taylor All-Star. The shoes right now, I will admit, not feeling fantastic. For younger cats say, I can't imagine playing basketball in those. People were a lot tougher back then. They just were. They didn't whine about everything. But I'm talking to the guy who just said my pinky's rubbing. My pinky toe's rubbing. Yeah, so I've been walking around a lot. And yeah, that right pinky toe, that's a problem. That is a problem. When it comes to basketball, they're much, much better shoes. But, you know, if you think about it, the game of basketball was invented in the late 1800s. And then 1949 or so, you had the NBA, formation of NBA. So all throughout that time was just building kind of the popularity of the Chuck Taylor All-Star, and then the NBA kind of solidified that, and for the next 20 years or so, it was just everybody's playing in Chucks. Even Julius Erving, Dr. J, was playing in Chucks. Yes, you can play basketball in these things. Should you? So yesterday, at the end of the night, I noticed that when I was taking off the shoe, it just really, really hot. Not enough to get swampy, but you would definitely want to have good socks. It did not ventilate the way that most modern shoes do. Overall, though, the shoe just has a very comfortable, broken-in feeling. Okay, it is Saturday night. The week has come to a close, and time to put the final chapter on these guys. Overall, not bad. Still, throughout the week, had some issues with the right toe kind of rubbing, kind of cramping the toe right in this area. Just think from the general shape. And but overall, they still remained comfortable throughout. Still durable. So at the very end of the week, what I'll do is go ahead and give these a cleaning. If you have a shoe that you think deserves to be in the timeline, just leave a comment below. As this is a new channel, your likes and subscriptions are super valuable. Thank you for watching Kicks I Missed. Check back next week for episode 2.